Can patriotism be sold? Like you mentioned earlier, there are a lot of brilliant Indian minds who are in the US who are post the financial event,
Yeah.
where I don't truly believe him that it has nothing to do with money, but they might also want to project a similar thing. And for them, coming back to India and starting something and adding patriotism to that same projection could make a lot of sense.
How
So
can
I'm
you
trying to
make
collect people like that.
patriotism? How can you make this, be like really cool?
Yeah.
Patriotism?
Yeah, like what we were saying before, having kids should become really cool. Being a patriot
Yeah.
and doing the right thing for your country should be really cool. Like it was after the Second World
Yeah,
War in
yeah,
the
yeah,
Western
yeah.
society, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for a hot bit, Doge kind of did that for the government in the US, right? It got like
Yeah.
really smart people. I mean, there's some of them, some of our peers are still there.
I think there'll have to be unfair advantages back home in India.
Yeah.
Like, I've not thought about this enough, but say you're a patriotic Indian who paid X amount of tax, or you came back to India just for the patriotic pursuit by giving up something substantial. Maybe there's a toll line on a road and you have a separate line.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a card which treats you differently
Yeah.
with a government agency. I think some kind of unfair advantage has to be weaved into the narrative to make this work. But if at all it is plausible, it would be a great thing to attempt.
Yeah, like Nikhil said earlier, there's two stools or two poles in the stool. You can get people to be excited about coming back to India, which is, a lot of people are. Retaining them when they're back in India is challenging. I mean,
I think if you could build like a separate city. See, the one great thing India has going for it, I think personally, is the labor arbitrage. A kid living in a hacker house in San Francisco is living a certain quality of life. If I take him back, give him two cars, two drivers, a cook, and this and that and the other, and he's working essentially online all day long, and he still gets to spend, I don't know, 150 days a year here while building there, maybe there's a use case which works for both.
NRI city. Let's make it happen.
and no air pollution.
Yeah.
Would
It
be
doesn't have to
amazing.
be near any of the big cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is why like a lot of people move to SF, and especially like people who are used to the quality of life of India and others. And
The quality of life in SF is horrible.
yeah, but the reason like
Depends.
yeah,
who you
depends
ask.
on how you
if you like
quantify it.
many of the people that all of us here are meeting, the 20-year-olds who just moved here 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 2 years ago, they're over the moon.
Yeah.
It's as if, they're doing drugs and their head is like exploding from joy every single moment.
It's
They're
because
The most common thing young people that Nico, and you guys can both know this, is I have never felt surrounded by like-minded people in my
That's
life. And
That's
now
it.
the nerds are here and they want to talk about what I want to talk about.
That's it.
Not like the bullshit that everybody else wants to talk about.
This is it.
And that's why people love SF.
This
And
is
that's quality of life. It's not like
Yeah.
walking on the street or having a
Totally.
maid and a driver.
For this
like,
project to work, critical mass has to be achieved.
Yes.
But I don't know what critical mass
And
is.
I think
What is
you
that
might-
number? Do you want to be surrounded by 100 nerdy kids? That could be possible. Is it 10,000? I don't know.
But it depends what you're solving for, right? Because like if I'm a nerdy kid, I was bullied my entire life, I come here, I have the highest status in this society. Because here, you're a nerd, you're like top of the line. It's like you have your own, what you said, your own lane in the highway. And when you want to pay the tolls, just you, nobody else. And then everyone around you who is a nerd understands you. You're like, oh my God, people believe in me.
Yeah.
Until now I was bullied.
Yeah.
This is like insane, It's like being like a slave and getting liberated.
Yeah.
the example I gave everybody is like only in SF in the entire world, when you quit your job, everybody says congratulations.
yeah,
That's a great point. Yeah.
that's a good one.
Only city in the world. This doesn't happen anywhere else. In India, you're whacked probably. Like your parents are like, what are you doing? Like in any other country, it's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for you. Here, Nico meets a kid who's like left his job. He's like, congratulations, here's a term sheet. Like,
Yeah. And again, like I think the good news is that this internet culture for like the young generation that's chronically online is becoming a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
And this where like, talent is universal, but opportunity is not, like it's rising all boats, right? So like critical mass, you can now have online in a world of abundance. Offline, even in a big city, it's harder to find those people if not everyone is a nerd.
I disagree though. I mean, COVID was the great reset, but it moved right back.
There were a couple of years that New York City in the US, in terms of seed states, was looking better.
Yeah, any neighborhood in New York or like anywhere else, you can find it. But it's just like it's just like a magnet effect.
It is a magnet effect.
Just everybody gets around. Like for the past 50 years, Silicon Valley has done this again and again and again.
It's hard
and again.
to disrupt network effects. Yeah, it is hard.
I mean, I'll tell a story about one of my really, really close friends from New York. We're like been friends for 12 years. He moved this year and he's lived in maybe like 5-6 different cities in America. He came and in month 3 or something, he's like, dude, I found my people.
Yeah.
Where were these people?
Yeah.
Like, this is why I wasn't enjoying my time in Miami, in New York. It's like, I don't want to talk about all of that. I don't want to do all of that. And it's like, sure, he did it offline or like online as well, but I think it's just a different sensation when you're like, man, these are like real people around me who actually want to just explore curiosity. I mean, here's some other things that we take for granted now, but no one talks about wealth in SF.
I disagree.
Some circles, yeah, sure. But I mean, compare that to India, where it's like so in your face. Like how rich somebody is so in your face.
Yeah.
Here, people don't have to drive a fancy car to show they're rich. They don't have to wear fancy clothes to show they're rich. That's one. People make economically absurd decisions. People will reject offers to make millions and millions of dollars a year because they believe. And like that just doesn't happen anywhere else in the world.
God bless all those people, especially the founding engineers. God bless. We wouldn't do well, our founders wouldn't do well if there's like, unique class of people, founding engineers or founding talent that show up a day after your company gets funded or gets started, and they get like 1/30 of the equity that you get. God bless those people. They're the foundation
the true champions
of
the industry.
The startup and the venture capital industry.